Hey everyone, welcome back to Latherbound. My name is Michael. Glad to have you here along on this journey here. Um, got some plans here for tonight. Usually I shave in the morning here, but had some things happen, so here we are in the evening, and excited to have you guys along with me. Got some good things I think to talk about here this week. Some frustrations, some good things, but why don't we jump in here, talk a little bit about the shave, and then we'll kind of get going. Shave tonight. Planning on using a newer artisan on the block here. Wild Fox Rituals. This is their bourbon and smoked vanilla. And I do have her matching aftershave serum. Made by artisan Kim up in Canada, and she's been just knocking it out of the park so far already with this. With it, I got my Sawdust Creations handle here with a nice synthetic knot in there, which gotta say, I think it works really nicely with that. This is a really soft one. You might be able to tub load it if you wanted to. I've been finding myself, I prefer to at least full load this one, so we'll go with that. First thing you get it without when you open this one up, I gotta say, the first time I opened it, I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it or not. It's definitely a really strong vanilla flavor, vanilla scent off the tub. And admittedly, I'm not usually the biggest fan when it comes to the strong, sweet gourmand scents. And so I wasn't sure with it. And I admittedly almost didn't even give it a go. But I gotta say, I'm really glad I did. Because I found that once you lather it up and get it going, the scent it evolves a lot and comes together. So we'll kind of go ahead and get it loaded up. I got my Captain's Choice Obsidian bowl tonight using, and we're just gonna load up the brush, and then we'll kind of get into the shave and kind of talk about what's going on, and then jump into talk a little bit about the shave and what's going on with this tonight too. So, okay, I think I got my brush nice and loaded up. We'll get the face wet and talk about what else we're using. Beside the soap, I'm using probably my favorite razor in my den right now. If between this one and the Carbon, but this is the Athena from Lambda Razors and stainless steel, and I got it loaded with a Tatra Platinum blade in there. So this week, continuing on with everything, the journey with insurance. Wow, I am just flicking water everywhere here. Insurance still has not approved my prescription for TRT. Been going back and forth with them. Found out that the doctor did not submit the test results correctly, or they submitted them, but apparently they did not have the correct timestamp on one of them. And as a result, it got denied a second time. And so I've been going back and forth with my doctor, with insurance, trying to figure out, okay, where exactly are we going wrong? And all of that. Realizing I did not ring out this knot well enough before I started. So may have a little bit to work with on it. But so that's kind of where we're at with that. I still have not been able to actually get started on the TRT to see if there's going to be much of a difference on that. Fingers crossed in the next day or two can actually get that sorted out. Of course, we're coming up on the holiday, so try not to hope too much on that. So rather than kind of talking about that tonight, because I don't want to spend too much time on things that I just can't control, figure let's spend some time talking about some other things. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in the first couple episodes that depression was definitely a big thing that I've always dealt with too. And so kind of waiting to see just how much of a difference the testosterone makes for that, but hoping to see some differences once that's going. Overall, it was a decent week in that regard, but yesterday in particular had kind of a rough day, and I know that that can definitely take a toll on my wife, and her support makes all the difference in the world on that. How do we go? I think we're about ready. So, other thing I kind of just want to talk about here tonight is about just shaving, because I know I've been in wet shaving here since about June, so not super long, but it's been a really transformational thing for me. I found that, at least for me, it's a combination of just the sensory part of it, especially when it comes to the scents, being able to all the different smells, as well as just taking this time to really slow down and connect. I know when I first started, even myself, the word I would use for it a little bit, but I feel it's kind of gotten a little bit overused a little bit, is that word ritual, which can certainly understand it and certainly connect with that. Because it really is just kind of taking that moment out of the day and going through some steps. And especially for men, it's kind of some self-care. I might have just gotten my lip there a little bit, which is something I know men, as we, are not very good at. But for me, just knowing that I have this little bit of time in front of the mirror here to take in a scent, to experience it, feel the lather on my face, feel the warmth, feel the blade, and just feel the way that all of it comes together. It's just this full sensory experience for me, and it's just a super grounding time. Where for me previously, shaving was just a quick thing to do in the shower. Admittedly, I wouldn't even use shaving cream or soap or anything. It was just grab the razor and use some water on my face and use one of those cartridges. And even then, usually let it go way too long between changing it, because it was completely just a quick utilitarian thing, get it done, and get on with the day. Now, this is, like I said, I know the word ritual really gets used a lot, but I think for me, even more than that, is the grounding. And just exactly what that means, that connection to taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, and just taking that time really just to myself, you know? I've certainly had kiddos in here a couple times with me as I've been shaving, but there's just something about having a nice quiet bathroom, being able to just have this time completely to myself to be able to enjoy it. And I think that's really what's been it for me. And kind of having that self-care moment of being able to say, like, this is important. And being able to just really connect. So I guess for me, those are kind of the big things. It was this really just connecting with my own body in a way, and really feeling everything. I think that's why for me, I've learned that the two things that really make the difference for me are the different scents when it comes to the shave soaps, and then the razors themselves. I've been really, really drawn to ones that have good auditory feedback, and really ones that have some good amount of blade feel as well, where I can just really, really feel it and feel that connection the entire way through on it. For me, those are kind of those important things. So we're already 3-2 passes. Feeling a lot better already on this. So I'd definitely be curious for everyone else out there, as you're shaving, what is it that brought you to wet shaving? What keeps you coming back to it? Is there a particular part of it that you're continued to be drawn to? Like, I know there's definitely guys out there that this feeling right here of just lathering is the thing that they are drawn to. There's other ones where they love the different scents, and they're really drawn to like the cologne scents. For me, I'm much more drawn to ones that evoke a place or evoke a feeling. So let me know. I'd love to hear what it is that everyone else comes to. So definitely talked enough about myself, and definitely want to talk a little bit more here about the gear and everything, what we're using tonight. As always, Bobby does an amazing job with these handles. Definitely check out Sawdust Creation for those. Can't go wrong. But this new base, this soap that Kim put together at Wild Fox Rituals, is definitely something to be checked out. The scent, to start with, like I said, I'm not a gourmand fan when it comes to sweet scents at all. And so when I first smelled this one off the puck, I didn't think it was going to be one for me. But the moment you lather it up, it just evolves so much that I actually really came to love it. It's not super sweet, because you can still get that vanilla in there, but it's much more than what there was. The bourbon comes through, and then you get the smokiness, just a little bit of smokiness when it comes to vanilla. And so it just makes it this much more complex scent, and something that you can really enjoy. So there we go. Yeah, like I said, I normally shave in the mornings, but wasn't able to this morning, and I was glad I was able to do it now tonight and connect with everyone here and just chat. Again, this Athena, there's not many razors out there that have as good a clamping as this one. That it's such a smooth, I love them. Smooth one. Don't even need a whole lot of buffing here. Just a tiny bit right back there, and a tiny bit right over here where I always seem to need it. But that's really about it on that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a second here to rinse and be right back. And after that quick rinse, we are right back now. As I said, we're going to be finishing it off with the Aftershave Gel Serum here. Definitely not a splash, more like, I'll just show you right here. Just need a couple little squirts of it. And we rub it right in, much closer to a balm type thing. But definitely worth picking up that as well. And that scent really just brings it all back together. Well, when you get it off the puck, you definitely get the vanilla. Then as you lather it up, it becomes a little bit more on the bourbon side. But then the balm here, or the gel, excuse me, really brings a really nice combination. It brings it back together. So, but that's really about it for tonight for us. Looking forward to the next week, hoping to get the prescription going, hoping to be able to look forward to some, excuse me, some good family time during Thanksgiving and the holidays. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Let's talk a little bit about shaving, what it is that really drew you to this. Obviously, the community is amazing, and that's one of the big things that's kept me with it and really been encouraging. And so been super, super amazing about that. But what was it that really brought you to wet shaving in the first place? And what kind of got you over that initial hump of learning it and made you say, this is something that I want to do? Like I said, for me, it's just that taking time, that connection, that grounding time, and being able to experience the smells, be able to connect that with a place, with a memory for me, and then being able to just feel that razor on my face. So who knows, maybe one of these days down the road, I'll get brave enough to actually try a straight razor and just really feel that. But I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Again, I really appreciate all the great support everyone has had, all the comments, the private messages, everything that goes with it. It's really meant a lot as I've started going through this and wanted to just put myself out there and really get this conversation going. I do know in a episode coming up here, I just really want to talk about just what this really even means, why you don't see more men talking like this and connecting. So, but we can look forward to that at another time. I think on that note, I'm going to say have a good evening, everyone. As I said last time, find some joy where you can and enjoy those shaves.